What does it really mean to be emotionally independent? Take a walk with me. Many of you might hear that statement and be hit with an overwhelming sense of fear and dread as your fear of abandonment kicks in, along with your insecure attachment style. You might even think to yourself, I've dated a lot of emotionally independent people with a avoidant attachment style, and they shouldn't even be dating. What's interesting, and we see this even with the clinicians, is that we will give grace to the anxious attacher, but we won't for the avoidant. It's two sides of the same coin with different coping mechanisms and strategies to navigate the world and their place in it. And this is exactly where emotional independence comes in. Emotional independence is what happens when you learn to take your personal power back away from the things that you give it away to so freely. And I want you to know that it's not your fault that you abandon yourself for the love of others. This is why your definition of love is so important. There's actually 8 different types of love, and I made a video on it. You should scroll through and check it out. Your definition of love has to be earned. It's difficult. You learned very early on that you have to perform in order to be seen, heard, and acknowledged in order to inconsistently get your needs met. You lose yourself in this process and end up living in a mental prison of your own creation. You live in a chronic state of why? Why is this so difficult? Why is it that no one loves me? I'd give anything for someone to choose me and stay. The problem is, you made your life about fixing other people and haven't fully chosen yourself yet. In fact, that concept seems so foreign to you that you'll label it narcissistic or avoidant. You were never taught to choose yourself or to make yourself a priority, to have and hold boundaries with yourself and others consistently. You learn to be heavily dependent on others for your physical, mental, and emotional well-being. All too often, the people that you connect with can barely take care of themselves, let alone be responsible for your thoughts, feelings, and emotions. People will often ask this question very desperately, why does this always happen to me? Why do I always date avoidance? It's because you'll always attract a complementary energy to who and what you are currently being, meaning you're playing out a pattern that you're trying to solve. This pattern has been running in the background for your entire life. Simply put, the people in your life are a mirror to you. Whatever you dislike or judge in others is often a self-judgment. After all, we always seem to know what's best for other people, but don't quite get it for ourselves. This can feel like I'm blaming you, but it's really just an invitation to the awareness of you. It doesn't feel good because there's a hint of truth in there for you somewhere. Once you become self-aware, you begin to recognize the path to emotional intelligence and emotional independence. There's so many different things that we talk about that are interlinked, but the core pillars are taking care of yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. In that space, you recognize that you are already worthy, whole, and complete and have everything that you need inside of you. You can thank God for that. But being human means there's a lot of skills that we have to learn in our lifetime. If it wasn't taught to you, if you didn't learn it, if it wasn't coached or mentored, then how can you possibly know it? And this is where we give ourselves a little bit of grace. Emotional independence happens when you learn to choose yourself, when you set and hold boundaries with yourself and others. You learn the power of a pause to choose your second thought over your first thought. In this space where you pause, you learn to take a breath, a double inhale in through the nose, and an exhale out. Many of you are sitting there right now going, easier said than done. And that is one of the most top 3 self-limiting statements that you could possibly make and speak over yourself. You're literally wiring into your nervous system, I'm not enough, I'm not good enough, I can't do this. All because discipline, consistency, and self-education have somehow become bad words. But just know it is within your power to read or listen to a book, to take notes, to comprehend, to understand, and then deploy in real time what you've learned to improve your life. If you're not taking those actions in your life, you will be filled with resentment and contempt for the rest of your life. Emotional independence starts with the choice to choose yourself.